Welcome back. Excited to be here as always. Love going live with you fine folks. Let me double check the audio because I am extremely paranoid. Okay, good. There we go. Awesome. Sweet. You can hear me. You can see me. How are you? Hopefully you're all doing well. Hopefully business is good. Hopefully you're learning a lot, and hopefully you're enjoying your time in this industry. Um, Thank you. Thank you, Palav. If I said that correctly, my initiative is really appreciated. Thank you very much. Um, I greatly appreciate that. In relation to that, like I was saying there, I hope that you guys are all learning a lot in this industry and in this community right now. There's a ton of really good communities out there, and literally the reason that I do the stuff that I do is because I want to be a part of kind of pushing WordPress forward, pushing people's businesses forward, pushing just like people's minds and kind of like giving people different ideas as far as like how to build different things or how to structure their business. Honestly, most of the stuff that I want to say, if I look back on my content catalog, a lot of it recently has been specifically more technical in nature, which I do really enjoy doing, and I'm not going to stop that. But I would say even my bigger passion is kind of like the blend between the technology, the digital side of the business, with the actual business operations, processes, and things. And we might get into some of that today. I have some announcements, some things I want to talk about. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in because I'd love to chat and maybe tinker with some things or what have you. I want this to be as interactive as possible. I don't want to be just giving a speech every single time, but we'll get there with all the interaction and everything. What I was saying there was I'm still running an agency, and I'm gonna riff on this for a second here. There are a lot of people that are creating content, fantastic content, every single WordPress, specifically, WordPress creator, whether you're using Bricks, Gutenberg, whatever, awesome content. I subscribe to a lot of creators, and the thing that I think is really interesting, and the thing that I've just picked up on much, much more as I've gone through this process of seeing other creators and creating for myself now a lot more regularly, is that everyone is in a different position. And I'll tell you a couple things that I've just noticed. First thing I've noticed is I am young as shit. I am 28 years old, just turned 28 on the 28th of January. And I don't think that's a good or bad thing. It's an observation, purely an observation. There's a lot of different people that it seems like we'll get a little, psychological or like kind of like just the way that it's gone. Like it's just like kind of the meta of all this. If you care, if you don't, then we can talk about something else. But I'm gonna talk about it. So it's just really interesting to me, and I like it. So seeing everyone create this content, everything like that, it's like they've all gone through the trials and tribulations of owning an agency and everything like that, which I have as well. I just don't have like the tenure as some of these other creators have. And it's just interesting to see everybody's trajectory. I look at a lot of other creators, and I don't know, there are, I'm sure, some, but of the ones that I'm subscribed to, I don't know if any of them in like the 20s. So that's kind of interesting. Is just one part of it. And then the other thing is like, you kind of like how much agency work do you need to do in order to like tell other people about agency and stuff like that. But like that's not me, guys. I'm not here to tell you how to run your agency. I'm just here to give you ideas, give you thought processes, really tell you what I'm doing. And then along the way, I think we're going to learn a lot of different things. I'm going to learn from you guys. You're going to learn from me. And the client portal is like a great example. We have used that. That is proven for the last 3 years. Built that in Elementor and like a bunch of other, weird plugins at first. It got evolved. Now we're rebuilding it in Bricks. It's amazing. Like I would recommend it to anybody, depending on your situation. So it's just kind of interesting. But we can talk about that. I know we're probably gonna have some comments. I know that I just dropped the first video. So let's kind of see what we got here. I'm also trying to build a client portal for my agency, but getting things messed up. Cannot figure out how to show project status to my clients. So let's dive into that, and we'll I appreciate that comment there. Let's talk about kind of the client portal. I'll announce some of the things here, and then we'll talk more about we can talk more about specifics. Any way that I can help, I'm happy to. I'll try to do it on stream. If I can't do it, I'll make sure that it gets into the tutorials here. Let's slide over here. So the first thing that I want to say about the client portal series and everything that's going on here is that it's live. The first video is live. What you're seeing here on screen is the playlist page, which I will drop the playlist page in the chat here, if you guys would like to go to it. This is the playlist page. What I would do is, you can either just, like, I don't know if there's a way to subscribe to playlists for notification. I don't know, but if you're not subscribed already, that would be awesome. I'd appreciate it. And then if you want to, I don't know if you want to bookmark this page or what, but what I will do is you can do a couple of different things if you're really, really interested in the client portal. I don't care if you watch other content of mine or not, but if you're really interested in this, a couple things you can do. You can bookmark this page. You can sign up for my newsletter on, if you just type in mjs.bio, it'll take you to my my link in bio thing, and you can go there. There's a spot to sign up for my mailing list, and I'm going to be sending out an email here very shortly because I'm going to release this second video today. So it's part 1 because the first one was just the intro. It was just me talking, kind of giving you an overview. The first one is, you can see, you can't watch this video right now. You can watch it in about an hour or two whenever I publish it. But if you click that link in the chat right now, you'll be taken to this page, and when this video is live, you'll know. And this is an hour and 47 minutes. Like, I am not, I say in the video, I'm not like cutting things out. I'm going raw. Everybody wanted the actual raw tutorial of building the stuff. That's what we're doing. I learned a lot of things in that video. You're going to learn a lot of things in that video. There are time stamps everywhere throughout that. If you want to skip around, you can. But I tell you exactly how I'm building everything. I tell you what I'm doing. And if you're not using the same tools as me, you could at least use a lot of the logic that I'm using as well. So that's just how I framed it, and that's how that video specifically and the rest of the videos will be. Hopefully you guys enjoy that. And like I said, if you have any questions, let me know. But again, it's an hour and 47 minutes, and it's literally just covering the login pages, the create account pages, the password reset, password, forgot password, all that, and then content restrictions so that people can't get into the website and into like the dashboard and everything without logging in. It's actually, like I said, I think it's a really good solution, and I enjoyed making it. But again, it's an hour and 47 minutes of just like content, everything. Like, this is not going to be a short series. This is not going to be a lack of detail series. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Like I said, any questions, let me know. And what was that specific one there? Getting things messed up, cannot figure out how to show project status to my clients. So that is definitely a loaded question. I will absolutely cover that in one of these things at a super high level. I might need some more details there, but at a super high level, what I think might be the issue is that the difficulty in that, what I would classify that as project management or task management, depending on how deep you get, which I will cover both of those in a subsequent video in this series. The problem is you have to associate, you're talking about multiple different post types. You're talking about, like, let me go back, I guess here just for a second. Oops, right there. There we go. You're talking about multiple different post types. So you're talking about one post type is your users, or you could have like clients, or however you want to structure it there. You'll see how I have my data structured in those videos. But you want to have one post type like that. So maybe it's client or company or whatever, or website, however you do it. And then you have to associate the actual project or task, which is another custom post type, to that. So with a relation. So after you do that, then you're able to kind of like show them specifically, like, this project is at this status. And honestly, the specific part that I think you're talking about, though, is what you would want a select field or a radio field or something where you gives a single selection option. I think in the past I've used just a radio field just so you kind of see it. But let's say you create a custom field within the project or task custom post type that you have. You need to say, like, not started, in progress, in review, completed, or something like that. And then that is how you decide what that is. Like whatever that selection is for that particular post or that particular project is how you would kind of go that. What we got here? For example, client A ordered a website, client B wants SEO, client C wants a chatbot, like that. Okay, so in my mind, those would all be projects there would be client post type. Maybe we should draw this out. I'm wondering the best tool to draw it out though. I think maybe Whimsical would work. I'm trying to think of a good visual aid that I can provide for you here just on my end without kind of like diving into it, because I don't really know. Well, I mean, we could try to build it, I guess. I'm trying to think of a good way to kind of do this here. Bear with me for one moment. Yeah, why don't we just build it right here? I want to show them project status, like project started. Yeah, exactly. Okay, why don't we just build it? Fuck it. Let's build it. All right, so here we're going to build it. Okay. Here's exactly what I'll do. Okay, let me preface this though before we start this. I'm going to do this a much cleaner, much more devised way. This is a live stream, so I hope this helps you. But I'm going to do this better in the tutorial. But since we're here, and I appreciate the engagement here, let's do it. So, all right. So all I have here, and again, don't worry about the tools. I don't know if you're using Jet Engine, ACF, or whatever, but I'm going to use Jet Engine here because I have this loaded up in this local environment. It's the same type of process. You might do the things differently, but what you're asking, it's not tool dependent. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. In this demo here, I'm gonna say custom post type. I'm gonna go new custom post type, and what I would do is I'll say client for a super simplistic thing. And actually I'm gonna say clients. I normally do plural there. So what I'm gonna do is clients. Clients is gonna be our custom post type for our clients. Like they're individual clients, obviously, like individual posts are gonna be individual clients. I'm gonna stop here because I have to do this nuanced shit that I always do. Is you don't have to do it like this. Your clients are probably gonna be users. So you could use the users. It's not a post. It's like you could use the users objects as your clients. I don't really recommend that, and I'll explain deeper why. What I would do personally is I would say like clients or even like websites, depending on what your actual client is, like your core client semantic is. And then this would be, my clients as a website developer are not normally people in my mind. They're a company. So my clients, when I create a new client after I fix this, it's probably going to be like company, company A, like company ABC, company XYZ. It's not going to be a specific person, because those specific people are going to have user accounts, and those users are going to be associated to clients. So let me give you a quick and dirty way of what I mean here, if this is not making sense. Okay, I'm going to say clients, and again, adapt this for your own situation, but this is the way that I'm understanding. This is the way that I would go about this. So clients. So the first thing is I would do here is I would create some fields. Now with clients, again, we can do minimum viable product. So there's going to be a name. The title of this post is going to be the company name, or the client name in this instance, is the way that I would think about it. The next field that we were going to need is, do we even need any other real fields right now? I would put things like logo in here, possibly. I would put things like, I'm trying to think of the other fields that I have. I don't know exactly, but let's just forget the fields right now on this one, because we don't necessarily need that. Let's say clients, okay? So we have a clients one, and forget the little, we're not going to mess with the little icons and everything like that. But let's say clients. So you have a clients post type. Let's make another post type, and then we're going to relate these two. So now in your case, I don't know if you have tasks or projects, but we're going to say projects. Oops, if I could freaking spell, okay. And then in here, we're going to have projects, and we're going to have, this is pretty much the entire thing. So each project is going to be like SEO or chatbot or whatever. And then the label is going to be, you can name this whatever you want. I don't know if I would name it status, because there might be like other status, very like fields that seems like a very standardized thing, but we'll just call it project status for now. You name it whatever you want. That is inconsequential. And then right here, again, this is Jet Engine, but if you're using ACF or whatever, there is definitely the same options. You can use radio. I like radio because you can just see it all and just click it real easily. But radio or select or whatever, same thing. I'm going to use radio, but you can use select. And then this is not necessary either. You can use manual input, or you can query it from somewhere. These are never going to change, so it doesn't matter. Just put option value, say like not started. And I would just probably put the same for both of these here. And then I would say in progress. If I could type around my microphone here. And then we'll say, I think I actually have this exactly like this almost. In review, boom, and then one more, and we'll say completed. Now there's some sick stuff that I have in my other portal that I will be showing you once you get to like the completed step, but we'll see if we get there with this. All right, so we're gonna add this post type. Let me see here. Let me read this comment here real quick. Client portal you started was with Elementor, true. Have you now fully switched the portal to Bricks? The backend gen engine tutorial queries relations will still be viable for both, right? Yes. Okay, so that's a great question, and it ties in completely to this. The way that I'm literally doing this, quick tutorial here on the front end, this is going to be in Bricks because this is a Bricks install, and yes, I've fully switched to Bricks. So I apologize to any Elementor users still out there, but I will say that from my time with Elementor and my time with Bricks, the building is different for sure. However, the actual way that you manage the data is exactly the same if you're using Jet Engine in both instances. And again, even if you're using ACF, it's not that different. Like all you have to understand is there's a reason that there's 16 different custom fields and custom post type plugins. They all do the same thing. They just do it in different ways, and maybe they have a couple different features. What I would recommend, and I was actually doing this wrong, okay? I wasn't doing it wrong, but I was doing it too early. When I started with Elementor and Jet Engine, when I started with Elementor, quick aside here, and then we'll get back to this, but this is important to the question here, so I appreciate you guys chatting, when I started with Elementor, there was no loop builder. Like there wasn't a loop thing. There wasn't a loop grid. There wasn't a loop item. You couldn't do that. Like there was just that post widget, and you had to like either pick one of 3 layouts, and you couldn't change anything. And then the next iteration was LE Custom Skin, if anybody remembers that. I was using that for a while because it allowed you to create like custom looking cards, basically, or like, loop items. And then I moved to Jet Engine because I was like, wow, this is way better. It's all inclusive. Like Jet Engine, like kind of like just sits atop the page builder. You drop in the Jet Engine widgets, whether it's a listing grid, and then you create the listing items elsewhere and you can pop those in there. I thought that was fantastic. I will say though, that caused me a lot of performance issues with Elementor, kind of like the sort of the bloat that's in there, plus Jet Engine. It wasn't fantastic. Just using, it was literally just pulling too many pieces together at one time when it's rendering a page. That's the issue. But then, as I was using Jet Engine, Elementor actually came out with the listing grid, or not the listing grid, what do they call it? The loop grid and the loop item widgets. And that, if I would have switched over to that probably would have made a lot more sense. But I just never did that. So I just kept using Jet Engine. And now I'm moving to Bricks. And Bricks is incredible because it's all built in and it's all like extremely intuitive and easy to use because you do it all on the same page rather than jumping in different places. And to answer your question directly, yes, if you're using Jet Engine, like I use Jet Engine and Bricks I use it slightly differently than I did with Elementor, but I use it way more efficiently and it's way better. I basically use Jet Engine to create the custom post types, create the fields, and create options pages. And then I go into Bricks, and Bricks handles the actual loop grid and all of the loop items. And it's super flexible in the way that you can do that, and you can pull all the Jet Engine data in. So it actually is a better workflow than it was with Elementor. I'm talking about like Jet Engine with it. But that being said, if you started with Elementor, the trouble is in order to do this, like I am not taking an Elementor site and converting it to Bricks. I'm literally rebuilding all of them in Bricks because I've just heard that if you try to install Bricks and then try to get Elementor, it's a nightmare. Get Elementor off, it's a nightmare. So it's one of those unfortunate things where just isn't a great way yet. Maybe one day it'll be like conversion. But the long and short of it is Jet Engine, the Crockablock team has done an incredible job to make it work with Elementor, obviously very well at first. Now Bricks, they're heavily investing into like Bricks compatibility. And I think even Gutenberg, I'm almost certain even Gutenberg like has a good amount of Crockablock functionality that's integrated with it. So hopefully that was a long-winded way to explain the answer to that question. Back into this project status thing. So we have clients and we have projects now. We have a project status field. Make it a radio or make it a select, whatever you want, and make the options whatever you want. I have not started, in progress, and review completed. Cool. All right. Now what we have to do is we have to relate clients to projects. And the reason we have to relate clients to projects is because when you create a project, you want to relate said project. And I'm going to apologize right off the bat. I think that this is one thing that works a little different if you're using ACF or anything else, because you need to be able to relate them. And I think you relate them differently within those tools. Within Jet Engine, for instance, you click on relations, you click add new, and then you say, you can name it whatever you want. We'll say like clients, man, I cannot type. Clients to, I'm also looking around this big microphone in front of my face. Clients to projects. And then you say, in here you find clients from this big list. And you find projects. Where are you? Project, there we go. And then, so one-to-one, one-to-many, or many-to-many. Can you even see these drop downs? No, you can't. But there's a drop down here. It's one-to-one, one-to-many, or many-to-many. I gotta be honest. I gotta like fully flesh this out a little bit more. But every single time that I've ever had this, I think of it as there's a chance that is one client gonna have one project? In my experience, and maybe this honestly changes depending on how your business is ran, but every time I've had like multiple clients be associated with multiple projects and vice versa. So in my case, I feel like it's many to many. But honestly, I need to click that link and figure out like the exact definition of that. I apologize, but there's only 3 options there. That would be your situation. Parent relation, we might get to that. Probably not in this just quick and dirty tutorial, but we might get to that. There is definitely some cool things you can do there. But with this, it's just clients to projects. So we're relating the actual individual clients to individual projects. And obviously, like the client itself can definitely have many projects. And well, actually, can a project be, I was thinking about it a little differently 2 seconds ago. Can a project have can be associated with multiple clients? Yes, but kind of no. Honestly, it really depends on how you set yours up. But for this use case, it'd be like one client to many projects. One client has many projects, but can many clients have many I don't know. Honestly, it's a weird question that I don't know the answer to. I apologize, but we're going to add this relation as one to many, and it's going to work regardless. Okay, so the next thing we have to do is now we've related those two things. So let's take a look at this, right? Let's throw some data in here. So if we have a client, right? Let's actually use real client names just so it's easier. And again, in my mind, these would be companies. So let's say like, I don't know which one comes to mind. Let's say like, oh, you're working with Google. Cool. All right, so we're working with Google. And again, you would fill out some other maybe company data here if you wanted to, if it was pertinent to this, but maybe it's not. And then you would have children projects down here, but we don't have any projects yet, so we're not going to do that. And then if we go back to here, so now we have a client. Let's go to projects. Let's go to add new post. It should say add new project if you actually set the settings up right. And then what do we want to put here? So this is a project. So let's say you're working with Google, and Google wants, I don't know, what do they want? A chatbot. They want you to build a chatbot. All right, so this is the chatbot project. And again, there'd be multiple fields here depending on what you need and everything like that, whatever. Okay, but the actual thing would be you'd already have probably the client, right? And now they ask for a project. So you put that in there, and then you say, all right, well, we didn't start this yet. So we're saying not started, okay? And now, why did I put that didn't, okay, there we go. Not started, and then update. Okay, so this chatbot project for Google is not started. We didn't do one thing, we didn't relate it. So let's relate the client. So we click on connect clients, and you can change the wording and stuff, but Google. So now chatbot is related to Google, as we can see on the bottom here, right? Now let's go back for a second and refresh this Google client post, and you're gonna see now on the bottom, it has chatbot. So that is the beauty of relations, okay? First of all, I wanna extremely stress this. If you are not using relations with something like this, it is gonna be extremely, extremely bad for you. I'm not even sure of a great way you could do without relations, but you need to use like a bidirectional relationship like that, because you don't want to create a situation where you have to go into Google and do some weird MacGyver stuff where you're like putting in the project and it's not updating over on the project. Like it's not actually relating the project. You're just like writing the project in or selecting it or whatever rather than actually relating it. Relations is what you want. So definitely look into that. And again, the tutorials will get it deeper if you want the actual theory to all that. But my point is, hopefully right now we are at, and you let me know if we're at a situation where we kind of make sense if you're here yet or not. That, what we've created is we've created a client, we've created a project, we have related those two things, and we have set a status on the project. So at this point, I'm going to try to be like as super basic as possible in the way that we actually like set this up. I was playing around with some content grid stuff here for you guys from ACSS, because Kevin Geary just dropped some cool stuff. We could talk about that as well. But let me refresh this and let me just delete all this. And let me take a look here. Okay, so obviously this is Bricks. If you're not familiar with it, doesn't work exactly like Elementor, but a lot of the concepts are, you know, kind of similar as far as like just page building and things like that. They just have a little bit different. But not. It's kind of an aside for right now because it's not even 100% necessary. There is what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you how to just create that, like show those statuses. But the one problem is going to be, and I don't know exactly how we're going to be able to solve this right now here live on stream. The one problem is going to be, depending on how deep your question goes and what your actual problem is, the issue that you're running into is you only want Google, like the user associated with Google, to see this, right? Because if you just have a public page of all of the things, like all of the projects statuses, then like somebody from Microsoft can see the Google one. You know what I mean? So that's not ideal in the slightest. I mean, so like if that's the question, then let's talk about that specifically. But what you're gonna want here is you're gonna want like a heading, which it never goes in the right spot. Heading, and we'll say like projects. We'll say like your project statuses. We'll just say your projects. I'm trying to think of how to do this on the fly. This is kind of fun. I mean, I remember how to do this because I've already done this in the other portal, but let's say your projects, and I have an idea. I'm having ideas as I'm doing this because like I'm thinking like we can make this say whatever the current company is, but I just know that we're gonna have to create another user to do this properly, to actually give you a good experience here. So let me definitely update me though in the comments here, and tell me if you in the chat, and tell me if what parts specifically you're having trouble with. Are you having trouble with? Because again, this is a deep thing. You could continue and go like layers and layers and deep here. Are you having? Tell me if this first part, the actual data architecture structure part, is an issue. If you're good to this point, let me know. If the problem, the next thing that you have to do is display these items, right? And I could try to just display those. I mean, as simply as possible. I mean, I guess I would go structure-wise. Maybe go. I mean, honestly, I have this in a table in my other one. That's probably how I'll do it there. But I would just say like, probably a div maybe. Maybe a block. I don't know. The divs and blocks thing is so unnecessary. It's just like there's a lot of different options there. Let's say heading, I guess. Don't worry about the semantics here. I'm not doing a fantastic job with this. We'll make it up one for shits and giggles here. And then we'll say like we'll say a heading, and we'll say basic text. And then this block here will be, we'll say grid, and we'll just say ACSS to the rescue. We'll say 2 is fine, whatever. And then this heading should be the post title, and this would be let's scroll down to, hope this is making sense. Let me know if I'm going too fast or not explaining enough stuff. What I'm doing here is, this is an extremely dirty example of a projects page, and then underneath each in the projects would be, again, I'd probably do this in a table, but you don't have to do it. You could, well, I did it in a Jet Engine table before. You don't have to do it really in a table, I don't think. I mean, you could probably do it just like as a query, thing. But post title is like on the left side, and then on the right side of this like block that we're going to turn into a query would be the status. And again, you can have more fields, but we don't have more fields right now. And then that would be, that's kind of all you do there. And then with this block, we turn this into a query loop. So we would query posts. The relation thing is going to be interesting because I've heard weird things about that. Let me query, I don't actually know what this, I don't actually know. Honestly, I haven't used that specifically yet because the Jet Engine Query Builder, honestly, you may have to use Query Builder for this. I'm going to be completely honest with you. You may have to. That was the other beautiful part about Jet Engine, especially with Elementor, because Jet Engine Query Builder made it incredible as far as what you could do. I have literally not done this yet in Brick, so I'm not sure if Query Builder is going to be necessary. But off the bat here, the way I would do this, the way I would think about this is, I've never seen that any option. Is that new? I would say projects, and then there's got to be a way to say relate. No, that's probably not it. There's got to be a way to relate here, and I don't know if it's that other option or not. See, this is the thing. There's got to be a way to relate. There's got to almost be a way to say, hey, I want to query projects, but I only want to query projects that are related to the current website, and honestly, it's really the current user, because that's the way that you'd want to do it. This is pretty intricate, and I apologize that I can't do it right now, like live on stream like this, because I'm trying to think of the best method to do it over here. Oh, how can we? Okay, what do we got here? How can we restrict content? For example, like content A can only be seen, client A can only see his website, client C can only see his chatbot. Gotcha. Yeah. All right. So let's dive into this here for a second. What is this little here? Okay. Got another one here. I've been able to do the admin projects table, but struggling with WooCommerce associated orders and linking order to projects, also updating project status via the form. So all of that stuff, yeah, like especially the project status via the form thing, I very jerry-rigged that with a Jet form builder, like literally a form within a row. And yeah, I would do this live on my current portal, but I just don't think that's like extremely responsible to kind of like play around with that. But honestly, all that will be covered. Let me go to the let me try to restrict the content thing here. Let's see here. Let's go over to dashboard and users, and should we create a new, let's say like, let's just say like test user or something. And I have no idea if this is a good idea or not, but we'll just say like at test.com, whatever. I guess this doesn't really matter. I could use a regular email. And let's do, let me do this for a second here. Take a look at that. And test.com, don't send them a thing. Subscriber, customer, sure, add new. Okay. Guys, 1 second. Let me just figure this out here. Okay, perfect. I think we're good. Okay. All right, so let's try that, and let's go to plugins. I'm going to download a very cool and neat little plugin called user switching. If you've never used it, it's pretty handy at times if you need to really do this and you need to switch users and stuff like that. So let's do that. I appreciate that, JDP. Thank you so much. Doing my best on the live stream here. Like I said, I appreciate your questions, guys. I appreciate the engagement. Everything will be covered fully in the tutorial, like extremely in detail, because I'm not going to stop until I can fully figure it out and make it as best as I can, and I want to share that with you guys. So, but for the time being, let's take a look at this here, and let's see. So I'm logged into like my main admin account right now. But if you wanted to create like another user, let's talk about this though, because this is another piece of the puzzle that now we could actually do with a user in here. So we have another user, and the other thing is now we have to create. So we have clients are like we're in this way we're saying clients are companies, right? So that's the company that you're dealing with. Projects are clients have projects, so those are related in that way. But clients are, you need a way to create a thing where it's like if Mark logs in and Mark works for Google in this sense, then they only see the Google stuff. They're only associated with Google and they can only see that. So one way to do that is you have to create another relation. So we would go to Jet Engine, we would go to relations, and we would say add new, and we would say users to clients. Now this is gonna get confusing if you're not on the same page as far as like what you're calling things. Again, maybe I'd call it companies, doesn't matter, but clients is, in my mind, a client is not just a person, it's a company or an entity. And then because most of the time my clients can have multiple people that are like associated with them. So this is again what that affords you. And again, at the end of the day, an individual normally is a user. So that's who's logging in. So we would go here and we'd scroll down, we'd say users, and we would say, oh, you can't even see these drop downs, I apologize. But yeah, users, and then clients. So users to clients. And now, again, another question is one-to-one. Is one user to one client? Like can one user, it's almost a business decision, I feel like in some ways, or just like an overall technical decision, because like can one user account only be associated with one client post or one client like object or whatever? In my case, I have users that are logged in that have multiple companies or they're a part of multiple client like entities. So one to many at least would make sense, I feel like. And then many to many, it's like, can one user be associated with many clients? Yes. Can one client be associated with many users? I think is what that means. Again, I'm sorry, I'm confused on this part still. I need to figure this out. But at least for the time being, like one to many, I feel like would kind of work. So then, so now we have this relationship going on here where there's like, and this actually might possibly be where the parent relationship comes in, but we have like users to clients, and then we have clients to projects. So clients is kind of like in the middle there. All right, so what you need to do is on the front end, at least one way, you can probably content restrict this a little deeper, and I'd like to do it, but at minimum, you want to make sure that they don't see the stuff, right? So it's like there is a let me see here. I wish I remembered how I actually did this on the front end. I think I did it. It might have been Jet Engine dynamic visibility on the front end the first time. It might have been. Trying to think, because you're gonna have posts. No, I didn't do it. I think I specifically queried it. Yeah, I think I specifically queried it that way. Let's throw some extra data in here, because now I'm really getting interested to see if we can kind of do this straight up like this. So let's say chatbot, and let's say what was these other. Let's say client A ordered website. Let's say a website. And we'll say that's in progress, and we'll say publish there, and then let's go to SEO, and we'll say that's in review, and we'll publish that, and then let's go back to clients, and let's actually just make this straight up client A. I'm going to use this exact thing here, just right here. So client A ordered a website, and then I'm going to remove, actually probably can't see that right now. Let me hide that. So client A ordered a website, and we're going to remove chatbot, update. We're going to go back to, we're going to add a new one. We're going to say client B, and we're going to say child projects, and we're going to say it was B, it was SEO, and we're going to say publish, and then we're going to get rid of that, and then we're going to say add a new post, We'll say client C. Oop. There we go. And that's going to be chatbot. Cool. All right, so we have that data actually set up properly now. So now parent users, right? So really we should have 3 users in that case, which I can create 3 more here if we want to. But let's go back to our client A. And client A will just associate with our test, our first test one. So now the idea here is that we only want client A. When test user logs in, we only want them to see things that are associated with client A, which in this case is a website project, right? All right. So if we go right now and we go to post name and let's go back to our your projects. Where's my query? Projects. Okay. So if we do this, and where can we preview this? What the heck? Let's just go to pages, test, view. Cool. Okay, so what we have here is we've queried them, right? We've queried the individual projects, and we've said what they are. So that part, not that difficult because everybody's gonna be able to see that if they log in. So the next thing is we need to figure out how to specifically do that. Honestly, I'm gonna do it the way that I know how to do it at this moment. I don't know if I want to do it this way though. And again, you will find out in the things if this ends up being this way. Quickly, let me explain though. If you're not familiar with bricks, this is why there's a lot, like it's a lot cleaner because notice I didn't go anywhere. I just did it right here. I made a block. I put the things in that I wanted, the variables, and then I literally I turned it into a query and I did it all right here. Instead of like Elementor where you go to a different section to build the loop item and like Jet Engine where you build listing items somewhere else, it's just a different workflow. And in a lot of ways, it's a little jarring at first because like I kind of like the separation, but at the same time, it's just I think it's a lot better in most cases. So now the thing is though, I don't know if there's a way. I think let's play around with this query first. Now that you see all I did here was posts and projects, let's play around with this for a second. And I think ultimately we're going to end up going Jet Query Builder, but I don't know exactly. I'm also not exactly sure why it's not showing me. You would think that it would give you an option to do something. I don't know. Let's just see what this does because we're learning together here at this point. If I do that, then chatbot, SEO, and website. That doesn't make any sense because it probably always actually, hang on a second. We probably have to refresh this actually. It's probably going to give us another thing here. Yeah. Okay. Get in there. All right. So query. So now we have users to clients as well, but I don't think that's not gonna help us in this case. No, I don't think so. It's not gonna help us, but clients to projects. The other thing is technically we want clients to be, we want those relations, but honestly what we want is we really want, ultimately at the end of the day, we want users to be related to projects. So there might be a way to kind of circumvent this in a way. Users to clients, it's showing. Okay, wait a second. Let me try something real quick. I apologize for trying to figure this all out right now, but this is actually going to help me when I build all these. And we're here. We're having fun, right? So let's try something here. Let's go users to clients, because I've used this in the past. I actually made a video and I don't think I released it. Select parent relation for the current one. So I feel like, what if we went like this? Clients to projects, and our parent relations was users to clients, and then we updated relationships. So in my mind, this builds like kind of a ladder almost. And then if we go back to our builder here, does this give us any more options in the bricks thing? I just don't know how bricks handles this, but bricks is so good that it handles all this stuff, and I'm just not currently up to snuff on exactly what it wants me to do. Interesting. I know you can do it I know you can do it the other way. I know you can do it in Really, I mean, I don't know if the UI is just weird. You really want to query projects. Let's screw this for a second. Let's go over here. I haven't used Query Builder yet in a Bricks website because I haven't really had to, but I may have to use it here. I don't know. Let's say show or let's just say projects. Oh my God, projects for current user. So the idea here would be like these are the projects specifically for the current user, exactly what we want, right? We come down here, we say projects, and we come post status. You can change all that sort of stuff and everything like that. But specifically, we want a. Honestly, I think I'm gonna open up my portal in a separate thing real quick, and I'm gonna. Give me one moment, and I'm just gonna figure out how to do this for you guys. At least using the jet query thing. And again, I hope you can do it with Bricks, but I've heard so many different things about that I'm not 100% sure if you actually can or can't do it with the relations specifically like this. I'm sure there is a way, but I don't know if if I'm just an idiot or if it is really that simple or what it is. All right, so current user, what am I looking at here? I know you guys can't see this. Display current user's websites, query, completed project by current website, all active projects by current website, projects, status equals complete project, related items, websites to projects. Let me just pull this over. And I'll just I'll pull this into this. So the way that I have this is if you go to your jet query builder, it's related items, it's websites to projects. So in this case, it's clients to projects because on my other side it's websites. That's the way that I think about it. And then child project, and then current object ID. So I feel like I might have said that in one of those other videos. Add query. So these are all projects for current user, technically, is what that is. Well, active. Okay, yeah, active projects. Because that's the other cool thing that I have in the other portal is like completed versus active. So if they're active, they're everything other than completed. So if we would say like, I'll just do it here too. If this is like active projects for current user, then you would say active, and then you would come down here to meta query. And you would say add new, and you would say, I think ours was project status. Project status, and then compare not equal, and then value would be, I think I wrote completed. You want that last one, whatever it is. So completed, I'm almost certain is what I wrote. And then you just say car here. And then update, and let me just double check that real quick. Where is projects? Want to make sure that it matches. Yeah, completed. Cool. Okay. So that query will absolutely work as long as you can get it in there. Now let me see. Let me refresh this now. Save it and refresh it. Cool. All right. So I don't know how to do it with the Bricks query yet because I feel like it should be a little more straightforward than this, but I could just be an idiot. I don't know what's going on there. I'll have to double check and look at the relations. I apologize about that. But let me see here. Query builder. Why does it not give you an option to do this though? Why does it give you Jet Engine Query Builder, but there's no option? Whose deal is that? I feel like it should give you an option to query. No? Well, this is interesting because I don't have any. Let's use the user switching plugin for a second. Let me copy this link. Let me go over here. If I'm not making sense, I apologize. But let me go switch to. This is that. That's interesting. And then boom. Nope, not working. All right. Did I? Yeah, I associated something with it. Okay. Interesting. Okay. We're still on the hunt here. I don't under. Oh wait, what the hell? Oh, okay, okay. I didn't see that. I didn't see that. That's a weird place to put that. All right. Okay, 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 okay. Hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. This should be nothing. But if I put SEO, if I is it gonna? No, no, no. I gotta go to the See, like I'm trying to figure this out and I'm trying to explain it to you at the same time, and you're probably like, "What the fuck is he doing?" But honestly, I mean, I haven't really done anything. I was just changing that query, and now in my mind, what I want to do is I want to go to clients, and I want to change like client. I'm just going to change client B to me. So our first one, our client A is associated with our test, and client B is going to be me. So if I go in here and I do that, and then I refresh this, wow, what the hell? Okay, thought for sure that was going to show me the client B stuff now. Like I thought for sure it was going to show me SEO. Projects, query projects. Switch. Let's try. Did I save this? Active projects for current user. Yeah. Post title. Project status. It would be querying. It would. I'm pretty sure I set that query up properly. Projects. Related items. Be child. You see that? Okay. Clients to projects. Child object. Be projects. Current object ID. I'm going to look at one more thing here real quick off screen. I'm going to see if my relations are set up any differently, because I did this from memory from like a year and a half ago. I have websites. Oh. Okay, wait a minute. On this other one, I have clients to projects. I have clients to projects, or ultimately websites in this other case, but clients to projects, and I have clients to users. So what did I do over here? Did I not do that? I think I did it a different order. Users to clients. Oh. Okay, so I did it the other way here. I did clients to projects and I did clients to users. In my mind, this should still work, but, ooh, wait a minute. In my mind, this actually makes more sense, because users, is that true? Users, which one should be the users to clients? This is a good test for when we actually do this, which will be way more refined. Users to clients. Well, I mean, we definitely need these. I mean, 100%. We definitely need these. My thing is, like, in my other setup, I have clients to projects and clients to users, which does make sense and does work. I'm just wondering if I just don't know if it would, like, users to clients, clients to projects, as far as I know. Users to clients, clients to projects. Right. Yeah, I mean, that's what we have. That's what we have here. But on the other side of it, I just have it set up slightly differently. Well, for the sake of trying to make this work on a live stream, let's do it like this. Let's do this. I'm just gonna continue to kind of copy some of these. Let's say the idea here is that you're definitely gonna have a client then, and you might have a user. Like you're relating clients to users, and then you're gonna say client here. You're gonna say users here, and you're gonna say. And the other one I have many to many, so let's do many to many. And let's say update relation. Let's go back over to here, and we'll go to clients to projects. Just double check that this is how it wants. Clients to projects, one to many. And I'm going to get this out of here because I didn't do it this way. I've used that before, but I guess I've used it in a different way. Cool. All right. So now, is this going to work now? No. Okay. Clients to projects. Did that mess up our... I don't know if this is like a bricks issue or if this is just me not knowing exactly, because this is definitely set up properly. Also, let's not cache anything. What the hell? What the hell? Where are we at here? Oh, wait a minute. Is this still... Where is that? I don't know. Let me see here. The problem is that over in the jet engine one, the jet engine Elementor one, there's so many like disconjointed things. That's why I don't really like it that much. It works, but it's not the way that I would love it to be. Website with, yeah, because there's like a bunch of listing items. Active current project. It's query active. Okay. Let me see something on the other side of this here. Active projects by current website. Yeah. Yeah. Don't care. Oh, wait a minute. Why don't we... Oh. Well. In this, I forgot all about the preview results thing. In our preview results, we have results count of 3. Did I like miss something over on this other side? No. In our other one, on our other side, we have 4. I feel like just thinking here. One moment. Just trying to see in the other one. I don't know why I have 4 on the other one. This is tricky. It's actually probably not that tricky. I'm probably just not doing something very, very simple somewhere. But clients, well, actually, did we refresh this after we did that? Because where is the clients to users? What do these freaking things do here? Okay, why is there 2 now? Is that because there's 2? What did I click here? Clients to users. Clients to projects. Still showing all of them. All right. Bricks query relations. Does it say relations anywhere in here? We are looking at the support, jet engine, bricks, query, relation. Let's see what this person says. Okay. Post title link. Is this a different thing? I don't know. See, because like that's not. I don't really think that's what exactly we want though. Because we would want clients to projects, but we would. Oh. I don't. Is that? I'm thinking in my head. Do we have to do some weird shit? Do we have to do like? Do we have to like query the current user? Do we have to query the current user and then query? I don't understand. I still don't understand why this Jet Query Builder isn't working. Just like regularly. Like why wouldn't you be able to do this and then this? Active projects for current user. Like it shouldn't even query any. Like it shouldn't even. Bricks wouldn't even be doing any looping in this. I mean, which I don't know if I'm not saying that's necessarily ideal. I'd like to avoid the query builder if possible, just because I don't want to manage queries like differently. Although I will say, as a quick aside, that's very annoying that you can't use the same query. There's got to be a way to save queries. Like the query builder in Jet Engine's amazing, but I just don't want to have multiple places that I'm saving queries and shit. So my thing is like, why wouldn't I be able to save the query? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna duplicate this block and I'm gonna do some stuff here. Also, this is really getting annoying that I don't have any spacing in here. Content gap. Cool. Oh, that's not exactly what I wanted to do, but yeah, that's annoying. I don't care about the structure of this. Let's do duplicate and let's do delete this and delete this. And let's go down here for a second. Okay, I just want to try something because we're already into this much here. Let's just try to muck about a little bit more and see where the actual problem is, because I'm not having too bad of a time right now. Okay, I'm just gonna call this a test query. What I'm gonna do, I just want to see if this damn thing works, because I'm a little skeptical because I don't understand why it's not working at all. So all I want to do is I want to say projects, and I want to create a literally. Is there a way we can just include? Like I just want to create post in. Can you just literally say, yeah, I'm just going to do it like this. All I'm doing here is I'm creating like a test query in Jet Query Builder, in Jet Engine Query Builder, and I just want to see if this works. So I'm just going to go to like, what is this one? This is 59. This is the chatbot 59. So I'm just going to go here and I'm literally going to say post ID is 59. And this should only query 1. If I take this out for a second, it should query 3. Okay, I'm going to put it back in. Cool. So that is, our query is definitely querying 3 things. Just because I'm a little skeptical right now. Then I'm going to come over here. I'm going to refresh this page. Well, I guess I'm going to save it first. Then I'm going to refresh it. And then I'm going to come down to here. And I'm going to say, these are the test projects. So we're going to say block. And we're going to change it to test. Okay, and then I'm going to press save. And then I'm going to go out here. Okay, so it does absolutely, it does absolutely work. Like the post title, like the jet query thing should absolutely work. Like it should absolutely work in Bricks. I haven't used it at this point, like I said, but it should absolutely work. So now, active projects for current user. If you want to build it, I still don't understand how they're using these relation things, but in our case specifically, active projects for current user is what we want to see. And if there's multiple associated, however many there are associated with our current user, we'd want to see that, and that should work. So to me, the reason there's nothing here, and we do absolutely have client B is associated with this, and then actually let's see one other thing. Clients. I don't like parent clients. Let me look at one more thing. Oh, you know what? I think I did this a kind of a cheap way. Yeah, you know what? I think I kind of have been an idiot. No, because it's no. SEO is a project. The associated client is a client. So you do that, and you have project status and all that. And then where are we at here? I gotta be honest, I still don't know why this isn't working. I'm wondering, I guess I'm doing something wrong. I'll totally blame myself. I just don't know. I've literally done this before. I'm looking at an instance on the other side of the screen that is exactly the same, just a different builder. And I'm not exactly sure what's going on. I mean, I'll delete this too, just to be, because that's not even necessary for what we're trying to do. Related items. I know this is a pain. Clients to projects. Show the project and the current. Wait a minute. Is it current object or current user? Did I type that in wrong? No, I think it is probably current object, but there's another. But that part doesn't make sense. Oh. Yep. Yeah. Is this a nested query? Is that all this is? Yeah. Yep. I'm pretty sure that's all this is. Let me look at this again. Yep. Okay. All right. I don't know if I'm going to be doing this way. I apologize for all the hootenanny here, but let's just do it like this. So what we need is I'm just going to throw a container in here somewhere. Let's put it right, not there, there. Okay. All right. Let me just do this. All right. So this is our container. Our container is going to have a heading in it. Our container is going to have a this is one way to do it. If you're in a pinch and you want to do this before I fully flesh it out, totally fine. Hey, appreciate that, Rob. Appreciate you dropping by. We have just been playing around with this. There's gonna be full tutorials like that and everything on the client portal stuff. If you haven't seen the playlist yet, I'm dropping another video later today on the login registration. But we're just playing around. We had some questions about how to do like the projects. Like if you wanted to have a client only see their specific projects and kind of all that. It's a little intricate, but I've also kind of just been an idiot sort of in slightly the way that I was doing this. So I'm going to show you right now what you probably should do if you want to kind of do it like this, at least for the time being, and I might devise a more elegant solution. And obviously this looks terrible, so I apologize about that. But anyway, so you'd have your projects, right, as like your heading of your page or whatever. You'd have post title. Within this container, we're going to call it like this, this container here. What we're going to do is we're going to query all of the websites that you have, all of the clients or whatever. It's clients in this case. So let's use a query loop, and let's say we're going to query all the clients. And where's clients? Let's say posts, and let's say we're querying clients, and then so this is all of our clients. So each one of these is going to be a client. We're kind of like creating like a client, and then within that we're going to have the projects themselves. So we got that client, and then how did I do this over here? Looking at a different just looking at a different thing back on the Elementor build. Man, I do not miss Elementor. This is kind of annoying. Okay, so we have containers. We have all of that. Oops. Websites. I really think what I did on the last time, after looking at this for almost an hour now, I think what I did was I made a listing grid. I made a listing grid that had a project in it. Websites with project. Where's the it's Elementor is doing that thing where it just spins on the loading panel, which is always fun. Hang on a second. Custom query display current users websites. Wait a minute. Websites, related items, websites to users. It'll be clients to users. Interesting. Okay. I promise that this will be way, way, way cleaner when I actually do this. But I do appreciate you guys hanging with me. I do appreciate you guys chatting and engaging. This has been easily my most fun live stream yet. And we're going to tackle this here right now. Let's go back to, no, we need to go here. Query builder, boom. And then we're going to say display current users websites. So this is how I did it the one way, and again, we'll adapt it depending on how we want to do it moving forward. Actually, we'll say current users. See, this is why I was confusing. So like current users clients. Again, really depends on how crazy you want to get with this, because like in my mind, again, users are not equal to clients. Like current users companies is probably a better way to say it, but that's the way that I think about it, and that's the way that my business works. So that's the way that I initially set it up. But you go to posts and you go to related items here, and there's actually two queries that I didn't fully clients to users, and then parent object, and then current user ID, and then you go up to general and you have clients here, And that's that. Now maybe we'll actually get somewhere here. And let me see, cool. And refresh this for a second. And let's take a look here. All right, so now we have our container. And we have, we're going to get rid of this stuff here. We're going to try, again, I'm going to use it with Jet Query Builder just so I can kind of prove the point here. Okay. And relations are so fun, aren't they? Okay. Display current users, clients. Man, we are in the thick of it. What does this say? Okay. Am I related to a... I think I am, no? Clients... B... I'm almost certain I related my... Did I not do it? Maybe I didn't do it. Oops. Never hit the forward button. Yep, there we go. Okay. All right. Okay. Woo! Let's just all take a breath here for a second. I'm taking a sip of water because I think I got it. Guys, I apologize that took that long. And the tutorial will not take that long. First time literally using Jet Query Builder with Jet Engine. It's actually not that hard. The relations thing that they have built in, I don't really fully understand, but it's kind of beside the point. I'm using Jet Engine, and you could do the similar things if you're using ACF or whatever. But here's the thing, okay? I know the screen doesn't really make any sense, but I'm going to explain what's going on here. What we're trying to do this whole time is you have clients, you have users, clients, and projects. Users are related to clients because clients are like, again, clients is a weird way to say it, but companies more or less would be in that box. You would have like a bunch of different clients like Google, Microsoft, Apple, whatever. Like you're working with those people. Users are actual individuals that are logging into your portal that are associated with the client, right? They're like representatives in a way. Users, right? Are like representatives of the client. And then you have projects. Projects are associated with the client because like for Apple, maybe you're making them a website or SEO or whatever. But those users need to only be able to see the stuff that's in their section of the portal, like that's associated with their client that they are associated with, or multiple clients, mind you. And you need to do that all programmatically because if you don't do that, like with queries and relations, then it's going to be basically impossible or just extremely gross. So finally here, what I was able to do is you need at least, you ultimately are probably going to need like 2 queries because you're going to need to say like to show all of the, there might be a way to do it with grandchild, which I will explore because if I try to make it as concise as possible, that would be best. But you're going to need at least 2 queries. And one of the queries is going to be display all of the current users like clients, current users like associated clients, and then display all of the current projects associated with that client, right? The projects, can't speak. Let me show you what I mean. What I have is this query right here. This is a query loop. My user, my admin user is associated with client B. That is why you see it on this page, you see client B. We have a test user that we've created, okay? We go over here to users, and we have a plugin installed called user switching where we can easily switch to a different user. I have a test user, I have that plugin. If I click switch to, we come over to this, like we're in the other account now. And I believe the page URL is test. And now we have no projects associated. You see the difference here? And I need to go back. I'll go back and I'll show you the difference here in a second. Nope, I don't need that right now. So you see how it's like client B here? This is the test URL logged into my user. This is the test URL logged into a different person. Okay, got it? Now, let me go back. And I changed the names of the relations. I think that's why we got a little messed up here with some of this stuff. But let me go back now to clients. Let me go to client A. And let me go down here to the children users and put in test user, which is our test one, right? So if I'm here now and I press update, now we have is our client A is related to our test user. Our client B is related to my admin user still. And I'll actually do you one more. You see how we have this here where it's client B? Let me go back. Let me go back to our third client. I don't like the word client. I like the word client, but I'm sorry, it's so confusing here. Let me put this to my admin. And screw it. Let's actually do both. Let's do both, as you can see. So what we have here is my user and the test user are both associated with client C. I'm associated with client B, and they're associated with client A. So when I go over here, I'm going to see C and B now. Don't worry about the ordering. You could change that. But like these are what I'm associated with, right? And then if I go back to where was our remember how we went over here and we said switch to, and we went to test our page that we're working on. So now they're associated with, I'm associated with B and C. They're associated with A and C. It doesn't matter what they are, and there can be multiple associated with different ones or whatever, but imagine that you have like what that means is imagine that you have like a rep that's associated with a company A and a company B. Now you have all that. So that's just a simple one relationship to get all that to work. Okay, cool. Now, one of the ways that I have this done is that I have like a listing item and a listing kind of grid inside of that. It's like a nested thing. So now that we hopefully haven't lost anybody there, okay, let's go to this now. And again, this is one way to make this work. There would be other ways if you wanted to make them work a different way probably, but we're gonna, let's get rid of this. Cool. All right, so we're back here. And let's go to just edit this page. All right, so now we have this container is being like looped, basically. We're gonna drop a block in here. Actually, no. We're just gonna use this block down here. There we go. Let me get rid of all this stuff. I don't think we need this anymore. Okay, I'm gonna save this. Man, I wish we should probably make this look a little better, but basically what we have going on is we have a section, we have a container. The container is our main, the container is our main container, okay? And then we have, well actually, no. I'm not, the structure here is not super important at this point. It just looks really confusing. The container is the first main section container, and then there's a heading. I could actually probably just go like this. Let me just convert this to a block and then put this block in here. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna mess anything up. Okay, so we have a section, then we have a container with a heading in it. Standard, super standard. This is like our main page, whatever, right? So we have projects. Then we have a block. Within that block, I don't know why we have, did I wrap that in a block? I meant to convert it. Oops. Let's do this. Sorry about that. Delete that. Cool. All right, so now we have a block. Our block is being looped. It's a block that is showing all of the current users' clients. So if I log in, I'm going to see one or two. If somebody else logs in, they're going to see a different one or two. Okay. Then within that now, that's the heading. The heading within that block is going to show that. Then within that, we have another block. And that block is going to show specifically the active projects for the current user. Well, really, actually, I guess it would be for the current website. Let's see what happens when we do this, because I actually don't know. I think that's right. I think that's right, guys. That's amazing. Now, I'm not saying you'd want to necessarily do it like this, because you may want to just like show them a page, but this is one way to do it. If you've stuck with me to this long, I appreciate you. I greatly do. Because that's literally all you want there. And I know it took me a long time to get to that situation there. But to explain what we're doing here is, again, you're querying, you got to think about it as like a whole thing. Like, forget about this up here because it's just like a container with like its static heading. But down here, each one of these, like, right, like this section here, like that's a query. Like I wish I had that square thing that Kevin Geary has with the boxes. I need to figure out how to get that. But this is a query item. Like this is one, the whole thing is a query, right? There's a big query here, and it's querying it's querying all of the clients associated with the logged in user. And then within each one of those, it is querying the projects that are specifically associated with the specific client that it is querying at that time. It's a nested query. That's all it is. If you're not familiar with nested queries, that's actually the whole reason that I got Jet Engine, because I couldn't do it in Elementor. Wow, that was ridiculous, huh? Yeah. Anyway, let me see if I can just show you, like, as another example. Let me go to, so we see like my user has B and C, right? And it has the appropriate things. If we go to, and that was right? Chatbot, yeah, that's right. And then if we go over here to, if we go to users, and we go to test user, I think there's actually a way, I want to say there's a way to do it with one query rather than a nested query. But we may, or I'm not doing that today. But I'll double check when I do it. You see what I'm saying? So like my user, I'm associated with clients C and B, and those are the appropriate things. Test user associated with C and A, and those are the appropriate things. Woo! All right. Yeah. So I hope this helped. That was a big question there. There's more to this. And I'm probably not going to demo any more of this right now, but that was something. Appreciate that question. I really did. It made me think. But this will be obviously, I don't know. I haven't figured out the exact numbers of the episodes or the parts of the series, but this will be in there probably, I'd say in a couple videos, because this is pretty crucial. But we have to get the whole section. We have to get it all kind of like set up first, right? We have to get this is important, but it's more important to kind of like see your clients and everything like that. Yeah, the wheels are turning here. Might need some extra grease. I like that. Thank you, Rob. Yeah, like I said, this is something, I'll switch back here for a second, kind of talk. This whole project is something that obviously has worked very well for me and I'm passionate about, but I'm learning a lot. I'm not learning a lot of, most of the features and stuff like that, I understand the theory and I want to share that with you guys. But honestly, when you change builders, I mean, like, you got to figure out like the whole kind of different way slightly, and I changed my whole stack in the last 4 months. So it's been a lot for me. I appreciate you guys, like I said, sticking with me and all the support and everything like that. But I'm excited because I think that this is something that is specifically, if you do this right, and I'm going to be the first to tell you, I've not done this right in the past from the sense of the business side of it. And I say in the intro video, you have to set the expectation that this is, you invested time, energy, and money into building a platform like this for your clients. So they got to use it. Like, you got to make sure that you explain that to them. That's like a whole separate thing. That I'll talk to, I'll address towards the end of the series and everything like that. But yeah, I mean, the cool part about this is that you don't have to do what I do. You don't have to do what I'm like showing you how to do in these tutorial things. You can create your own situation, your own setup, and everything like that. So yeah, I don't know. This is just a really cool. I really enjoy this project. I enjoyed it when I built it then. I'm enjoying it now as we're rebuilding and everything like that. But yeah, I hope you guys get something out of this. I did have a couple other agenda items that we might be able to chat about real quickly. I have some new processes. Like I said, this is something that I'm super passionate about that I want to do more so as we move forward and as we go through the client portal thing, because it's going to matter, is just new processes. I hope some of you guys, if you have agencies out there, maybe you'd like benefit from things like the way that I actually structure. I'm a big process guy as far as like, order of operations, getting things done in that regard. And I'm always optimizing, probably to a fault. So I just want to share that and kind of have a place for that. So that'll be the website. The website is not 100% live yet, but if you go there, you can see some of the things that I have and sign up for the mailing list and everything like that. But other than that, there was a couple other like little random things I saw a video from WP Toots, the new media library concept in WordPress. I don't think it's like near done, but that was kind of cool to see. Hopefully they take a lot from Happy Files, which is a plugin that I use on every website. Very, very, very awesome. So that's one thing. And the other thing is, I'll be talking about it a lot in this video that I'm about to release, but also in subsequent videos. WS Form, and specifically the founder and lead developer, Mark Westgard, chatted with him. Awesome stuff. I mean, that it is. I put their logo in the thumbnail of this video because I am beyond impressed at what that plugin can actually do after playing around with it, and like just so many obnoxious amount of templates for different things, so many different like things that you can do from a from a development perspective. Everything is like, you can kind of see in this video here. I mean, like it's so easy to change different things, and there's so many options. Like there's so many options to adjust. There's so many integrations. I mean, you could literally just look at like this list. I'm on the agency plan here, and the amount of things that you can just immediately like download an integration for, and then instantly be up and running with all these different things. Like it's if you're a form geek, then this is definitely one to check out. I know there's Gravity Forms, Fluent Forms, and all that, but I just think this one's awesome, and I'm pretty much bought in. I was using Jet Form Builder, which wasn't bad, especially because it integrates well with Jet Engine, but I think there's nothing I've found yet that WS Form doesn't do as good, if not better. So I don't know, just something to think about. Just wanted to throw that out there because I really appreciate specifically, like I said, Mark Westgard's kindness and generosity of knowledge and everything like that. Had a good chat with him, so definitely wanted to shout them out, and I'll be making more content about that as well. Look, guys, you guys put me through the ringer today. I appreciate that. I needed that. There'll be, like I said, that'll all be outlined specifically in the tutorials. It'll be chaptered out. If you want to skip around, if you want to do different things, if you're looking for something specific, I'm going to make it as easy as possible, hopefully, for you to find what you're looking for. And then if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments and, hit me up and everything like that. But I just want you guys to, I want to try to help you out as much as possible with all of that. Continue to create this content. I know that the client portal thing is like a really big topic for some reason. Like it's my most viewed content, but I am going to talk about other things. If there's other aspects of the business or just technical stuff that you want to see, do not hesitate to let me know about that. But I got to run here. Like I said, I truly appreciate all the support and all the engagement, especially today on the live stream and everything like that. It's why I do this. I appreciate helping you guys, and I appreciate learning from you guys as well. So thank you very much. New comment here from Rob. Hang on one second. Is this the rough equivalent to what you're doing? I'm the head of an agency. I have 5 sales reps. They have clients A, B, and C, etc. Client A has trip 1, 2, 3. Sales rep 1 and 2 can both have trips for A. I'm the head of an agency of 5 sales reps. They have clients A, B, and C. Ooh. Yes, asterisk is my answer to that question. I'm not going to go super deep into it because I think there's a nuance here from what I'm reading, if I'm interpreting correctly, that is a little different. But the rough equivalent is that if you're the head of an agency, you have 5 sales reps, they have clients A, B, and C. Client A has trip 1, 2, 3. Client A. I'm confused what the word trip means in this context. But it doesn't matter if it's semantic. I mean, you could, it's whatever. There's one piece of that. There's one piece of that there that I think is missed. Is in my mind if you gave me that quick scope, okay, travel agency. If you gave me that scope there's one piece that's a little different, and I would have to ask you this question: are your clients logging into this portal, or is this a portal for your? Is this an internal tool? What I'm building and what I think most people interpret what we were. I mean, obviously you can. That was one technical piece of this, but this. Let me show you here. This, I don't know if you have this link here, but this right here, this playlist that I'm putting out, the second video will be live later today, this is a portal specifically for clients, like clients to log in and see like tasks that are being working on on their project, or like pay their invoices / their monthly retainers or subscriptions or whatever, or put in support requests or all that sort of stuff. So there's a little bit of a variation. I feel like what you're asking, Rob, is that's more for an internal tool. But I will say that you just gave me kind of an idea. I don't have the use case for this, but you could still do it. What you could do is you could have clients and like sales reps logging in like 100%, and you could have different relations and all that sort of stuff built in as well. That gets pretty deep, because now you have multiple like user roles kind of interacting in like different views depending on who you are, like logging in, like what your role is. But that's absolutely possible. So I would say, like, from trying to interpret that, it's a little bit different. The premise of what we're doing is a little bit different, but I think that it's because the minimum viable product doesn't include what you're talking about, where like I just literally hadn't thought of that. So I appreciate that idea. I will absolutely make the latter parts of these videos will definitely include that. I'll make a note. But at its core, though, yes, like what you're talking about, you could absolutely do. You could have a sales rep user role, and then those if you log in as a sales rep, you could see kind of like all of the clients that are associated with you, or all of the trips that are associated with a client, or like you'd have to just build that structure from almost like a business sense first. But yeah, so what we got there, it would be client login so they can see their trips and related docs, etc. Yeah. I mean, the client would absolutely, if that's what you would want, and if that's like, again, the requirements, then the client would absolutely be able to log in. You make it so the client is absolutely able to log in, and then you are, and then you could layer in the other sales rep stuff as well if you want to do that. So that would be my only question, is like, are you saying the sales reps can log in and see their almost like not employee dashboard, but their employee dashboard, like according to, could the sales reps log in and see the people that they have, like the clients that are associated with them, and the things that they want to do? Like the things that they would the tasks that are associated with their clients. In this case, we're just circumventing that. We're just assuming that whoever is logging in is seeing all of the stuff. But if what you're saying is if it's important for Sally, sales rep Sally, to only see client A and C information, that could be done. But that's not exactly what I was seeing here. What we were showing here was clients logging in and only seeing their information. It's basically the same technical theory, but it's just not exactly, there's just an extra step almost. So yeah, but I'll definitely make a note of that. Sales reps can see their client dashboard. Yeah. So it's still all in one dashboard, still all in one same place. You could still do all that. It's literally just now you have, I probably wouldn't make, I don't know if I'd make my sales reps admins. I probably wouldn't do that. But you would have to make sure that you'd have to make sure that on the front end they can change things. I'm assuming the sales reps would need to maybe change certain items, like, I don't know, like edit information or something like that. So I'd probably, super high level, and I will, like I said, I'll build this in the latter half, is you have an admin. It's like yourself or your web developer, or you and your web developer, whatever. But you have an admin who can see the back end of WordPress and all that sort of stuff, and make those changes, create those relationships, all that sort of stuff. Then you have a user role called sales reps or sales rep, and then you have a user role called client. The sales rep, when an admin logs in, they see the whole thing. When a sales rep logs in, they see a dashboard that gives them access to maybe change certain data. And again, this depend on your requirements. They see a dashboard they're able to change different things, update information about their clients. They only see information that like Sally is associated with client A and C. They only see those informations. They don't see like the full list, and they can change stuff and they can do whatever. Then the client portal, the client view, if you will, would be they could maybe pay things. They could pay what have you. The only other thing I know, I'm thinking about this just stream of conscious. The only thing would be, do your sales reps have to like process transactions and things? Like if there's anything like that, if the sales reps are dealing with money or anything like that, or if they have to like literally log in and process stuff, then maybe at that point, I mean, like I'm sure you could use WordPress for this, but like it would depend on how you want to set that up as well. Like how much access you'd want to give them to the back end of, if you're using like a WooCommerce, for example, can they capture charges? Would they want to do that? I will say, just extremely candidly, there are some things that probably a pre-built SaaS product, and I mentioned this in the overview tutorial. Some things are just better done there because you're going to spend a lot of money and you're going to have to maintain and everything like that if you build your own. There might also be like another platform that's like better for it. I just build in WordPress, and I think that WordPress is extremely capable of a lot of things, but it doesn't come, it also comes with added like shit that you have to do. I mean, you have to make sure you're maintaining that, or you're contracting somebody to maintain that and everything, or you're doing it yourself. So I don't know, just something. You wouldn't take payments. I have a separate system for it. Yeah. So if you didn't need that, then it would really just require. It would depend on what you really need as far as the actual requirements of what you want them to see in the portal, how you want them to do it. Again, this is just how my mind works. I'm always thinking like, what is the next hurdle that you would have, or the next, like, not you specifically, but just in general, like what's the next thing that's going to come up, the next issue that's going to arise, or the next just difficulty in general. And in my mind, one thing that I see there is when you start to separate things, it's not necessarily bad to have separation of concerns, like as far as payment and this and that, but keeping the integrity of the data is like paramount in everything that I do and everything that I do for my clients, and just like that I try to preach on a lot of the stuff that we do here. Meaning that like if you have one system that is managing the payment and everything like that, and then you have this other system that is showing clients what they bought and like their trip details and all that, and your sales reps can manage that. It just gets, when you have to manage data in multiple places, the same data in multiple places, it just gets yucky very fast. So I try to keep it as concise as possible. It's not always possible to have it all in one place, but it's the same reason that, like, I'll give you an instance. I don't like managing business finances in Google Sheets when I already have all that data in QuickBooks. You know what I mean? Like, it's like I already have all that data over there. Unless I can create some sort of integration where I don't have to actually manage two sets of the same data, then I'll do that. But if I can't do that, then it's like I don't want to like take the data that I have over here, literally like copy and paste it into somewhere else where we were talking about it earlier. Like there's no relation. There's no like, if you update it here, it also updates here. That's like extremely paramount for me, because if you keep doing that, it's pretty soon, like even two sets of data is hard to manage. Imagine if you had it in like 4 different places. Now you literally have to like hire somebody. I'm not saying you again, but in general, like you'd almost have to hire somebody just to manage data. When like we're past that point, we don't need to do that anymore. Like we have all this automation, whether it's AI or just integrations built between technologies, that you don't have to do that. Like there's no reason. Like you literally don't have to do that. Like just like you have to have the forethought to make sure that the system is set up properly. But that's just one of my passions. I know I'm riffing here a little bit, but that's what I mean is that depending on your requirements, depending on what systems you're already using, there's probably a way to integrate things. And you could build a platform like this and it could be very beneficial. But I'm just saying, like, you want to make sure, I feel like one of the core things that I think about is cohesiveness and concision. I don't want my client, the reason I built this client portal, I'll just give you the last example. The reason I built this client portal is because I didn't want my clients to have to manage their payment methods and shit like that over in like Stripe or over in QuickBooks or over in somewhere else. I wanted them just to do it all in one place. Now, again, maybe it doesn't make sense for your business. Like I said, I'm just giving you my thoughts. But that's the reason. That's one of the paramount reasons that I did that. And it's worked out well. Might not work out in every instance, but just those frameworks, those concepts, I kind of apply them to all website building that I do and a lot of different aspects of business and in life, really, in general. So I know that was a lot there. Sorry, but yeah. So that's kind of my overall thoughts on that. But yeah, I think I got to run. I appreciate guys heavily on everything that we did here. If you have any more questions, leave them in the comments and hit me up or whatever. But second portal video, the actual first tutorial one, will be up today as soon as I make a thumbnail for it, and then I'll release that. You guys can check that out, and then subsequent videos will follow at minimum weekly, but probably sooner than that because I just want to start banging these out because I want to redo it for myself as well. Live every Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I appreciate you guys so much for all the engagement. This live stream has been I have been live streaming, not consistently, but for like 3 years. This is easily the most engaged live stream I've ever had, so I thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. And we're going to continue, like I said, every Thursday. So let's keep doing it. If you have any questions and anything like that, like I said, feel free to hit me up. Subscribe if you haven't, if you're liking the content. And I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, absolutely. Email me. Feel free. Yeah. It's in the YouTube channel. It's me at markjosephfancy.com. Yeah, shoot me an email. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you. I will talk to you next time I talk to you. See you guys.